7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey is 5 nautical miles southwest of Hawk's Nest at 25,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 9 right at Hartsfield.
Delta 2 is 35, proceed on course to Hartsfield.
Descend and maintain 8,000, Delta 515.
Delta 3150, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0. Felix 504 is 6 nautical miles northeast of Columbus Metropolitan at 13,900 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 10 at Hartsfield.
Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Delta 3150. Turn left heading 050, Delta 1796.
Descend and maintain 8,000, Delta 980.
Wisco 9940, requesting climb to flight level 300.
Atlanta Center, Delta 1099, with you at 2,500.
Descending via Nether to hotel arrival, Delta 779.
7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, continue as filed.
Continue as filed, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey.
Delta 1796, descend and maintain 7,000. Delta 32 Delta Lima, radar contact. Delta 32 Delta Lima, thank you. Delta 32 Delta Lima, frequency change approved, good day.
Descend and maintain 7,000, Delta 1796. Frequency change approved, Delta 32 Delta Lima, good day.
Atlanta Center, radar contact.
Atlanta Center, Delta 643, with you at 17,900.
Delta 1332, turn left heading 300, descend and maintain 8,000. Delta 980, continue as filed.
Turn left heading 300, descend and maintain 8,000, Delta 1332.
Delta 1796, reduce speed to 220 knots. Speedbird 969 Heavy is 5 nautical miles west of Dresden at 22,000 feet, requesting ILS approach any runway at Hartsfield.
Reduce speed to 220 knots, Delta 1796.
Continue as filed, Delta 980. Speedbird 969 Heavy, airport is unable to accept arriving traffic. Please divert to a suitable airport. Delta 515, continue as filed.
Scandinavian 929 Heavy is 4 nautical miles south of Aiken Field at 20,400 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 9 right at Hartsfield.
Speedbird 969 Heavy, requesting to divert to West Georgia. Delta 1796, turn left heading 360.
Turn left heading 360, Delta 1796.
Scandinavian 929 Heavy, turn left heading 230, descend and maintain 10,000. Delta 1796, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0.
Turn left heading 230, descend and maintain 10,000, Scandinavian 929 Heavy.
Delta 515, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0.
Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Delta 1796. Atlanta Center, Aeromexico 795, with you at 3,000. Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Delta 515.
Aeromexico 795, turn left heading 090, climb and maintain 12,000.
Turn left heading 090, climb and maintain 12,000, Aeromexico 795.
Delta 980, do not exceed 220 knots.
Delta 1704 is 2 nautical miles northwest of Rome at 20,800 feet, requesting ILS approach any runway at Hartsfield.
Do not exceed 220 knots, Delta 980. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, descend and maintain 8,000.
Descend and maintain 8,000, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey.
Skywest 4671 is 2 nautical miles east of Eagle's Nest at 14,100 feet, requesting flight following to Hartsfield. Delta 1704, descend and maintain 8000.
Descend and maintain 8000, Delta 1704.
Felix 504, descend and maintain 9000. Delta 779, descend and maintain 12,000. Descend and maintain 9000, Felix 504. Aero Mexico 795, turn left heading 050. SkyWest 4671, proceed on course to Hartsfield.
Turn left heading 050, Aero Mexico 795.
Proceed on course, SkyWest 4671. Delta 2990, descend and maintain 14,000.
Descend and maintain 14,000, Delta 2990.
Delta 66 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day. Delta 0673, proceed on course to Hartsfield.
Proceed on course, Delta 0673. Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy is 7 nautical miles west of Flying H Ranch at 9,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield.
Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy, turn right heading 360, descend and maintain 8000.
Turn right heading 360, descend and maintain 8000, Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy. Delta 1873, you're in an active airspace, please contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Delta 6, requesting climb to flight level 340. Descend and maintain 12,000, Delta 779.
Delta 6, climb and maintain flight level 340. Aero Mexico 795, altitude at your discretion.
Climb and maintain flight level 340, Delta 6.
Delta 1704, descend and maintain 7000.
Descend and maintain 7000, Delta 1704.
Delta 1704, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0.
Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Delta 1704. Atlanta Center, Endeavor 5282, with you at 13,000. Delta 1873, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Atlanta Center on 127.0.
Endeavor 5282, radar contact. Delta 2835, descend and maintain flight level 220. Descend and maintain flight level 220, Delta 2835. Aero Mexico 795, continue as filed.
Endeavor 5282, requesting descent via Glavin to arrival. Continue as filed, Aero Mexico 795.
Endeavor 5282, proceed as requested.
Descending via Glavin to arrival, Endeavor 5282.
SkyWest 4671, requesting descent via SIS to arrival. SkyWest 4671, proceed as requested. Descending via SIS to arrival, SkyWest 4671. Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy, descend and maintain 6000.
Descend and maintain 6000, Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy.
Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0.
Delta 779, requesting descent to 4000. Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Qatari 005 India Golf Heavy.
Delta 779, descend and maintain 6000.
Atlanta Center, Delta 1617 Heavy, with you at 7300. Atlanta Center, United 22, with you at 39,000.
Delta 1617 Heavy, climb and maintain 9000.
Climb and maintain 9000, Delta 1617 Heavy.
Aero Mexico 795, frequency change approved, good day.
Descend and maintain 6000, Delta 779.
Aero Mexico 795, disregard last message.
Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, you're in an active airspace, please contact Atlanta Center on 127.0.
United 22, radar contact.
Atlanta Center, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, with you at 31,000.
Felix 504, turn right heading 080, descend and maintain 7,000. Turn right heading 080, descend and maintain 7,000, Felix 504. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, radar contact. Delta 420 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day.
Scandinavian 929 Heavy, requesting descent to 5,000. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, requesting descent via CHPPR1 arrival. Frequency change approved Delta 420 Heavy, good day.
Delta 779, turn left heading 050, descend and maintain 6,000. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, turn left heading 210, descend and maintain 7,000. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, proceed as requested. Delta 167 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, descend and maintain
9,000, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Atlanta Center, Delta 515 Heavy, with you at 39,000.
Delta 779, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0.
Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Delta 779.
Delta 515 Heavy, radar contact. Felix 504, reduce speed to 210 knots. Reduce speed to 210 knots, Felix 504.
Atlanta Center, Delta 1873, with you at 31,000.
Scandinavian 929 Heavy, do not exceed 220 knots. Delta 1873, radar contact.
Do not exceed 220 knots, Scandinavian 929 Heavy.
Felix 504, descend and maintain 6,000. Descend and maintain 6,000, Felix 504.
Delta 515 Heavy, requesting descent via Glavin to arrival.
Felix 504, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0. Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Felix 504. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, reduce speed to 260 knots.
Reduce speed to 260 knots, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Delta 515 Heavy, proceed as requested. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, please follow instructions.
Descending via Glavin to arrival, Delta 515 Heavy. Air France 30 X-Ray Heavy is 7 nautical miles north of Luminary Valley at 30,200 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 9 right at Hartsfield. I'm sorry, Scandinavian 929 Heavy.
Delta 2835, requesting descent to 5,000. Air France 30 X-Ray Heavy, continue as filed. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, descend and maintain 6,000.
Continue as filed, Air France 30 X-Ray Heavy. Atlanta Center, Delta 1069, with you at 35,000.
Delta 2835, descend and maintain 12,000. Endeavour 5282, descend and maintain 8,000. Atlanta Center, Delta 2380, with you at 3,800.
Descend and maintain 8,000, Endeavour 5282.
Descend and maintain 12,000, Delta 2835. Delta 2380, radar contact. Delta 2380, continue as filed. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, turn right heading 270. Delta 1069, radar contact.
Turn right heading 270, Scandinavian 929 Heavy.
Scandinavian 929 Heavy, contact Atlanta approach on 128.0. Continue as filed, Delta 2380.
Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, Scandinavian 929 Heavy.
Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, turn left heading 100, descend and maintain 10,000.
Turn left heading 100, descend and maintain 10,000, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy.
Delta 1099, frequency change approved, good day.
Delta 2990, request frequency change.
Delta 2990, stay on my frequency.
Atlanta Center, Southwest 284, with you at 3400.
Delta 643, reduce speed to 300 knots. Southwest 284, radar contact. Southwest 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, descend and maintain.
Descend and maintain 6000, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey.
Delta 695, radar contact.
Delta 677, you're in an active airspace, please contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Delta 677, you're in an active airspace, please contact Atlanta Center on 127.0.
7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, turn right heading 230, descend and maintain 6000. Aero Mexico 1323 Super, climb and maintain 5000.
Reduce speed to 300 knots, Delta. Turn right heading 230, descend and maintain 6000.
7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, contact Atlanta.
Contacting Atlanta approach on 128.0, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey.
Delta 2990 is 4 nautical miles northwest of Coalfield at 22,300 feet, requesting GPS approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield.
Seven Tango November Uniform Whiskey is 5 nautical miles north of Deerfield landing at 8,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 9 right at Hartsfield. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, expect vectors for the. Roger, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Delta 779, contact Hartsfield Tower on 119.1. Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1, Delta 779. Endeavour 5282 is 3 nautical miles north of Paulding Northwest at 8,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield. Felix 504. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Turn right heading 270, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, turn right heading 360.
Turn right heading 060, maintain 4000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 9 right, Felix 504.
Turn right heading 360, Scandinavian 929 Heavy. Endeavour 5282, continue as filed, expect the ILS approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield. Roger, Endeavour 5282. Felix 504, contact Hartsfield Tower on 119.1.
Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1, Felix 504.
Endeavour 5282, descend and maintain 5000. Descend and maintain 5000, Endeavour 5282. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, descend and maintain 4000. Descend and maintain 4000. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, turn right heading 060, maintain 4000, maintain 4000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 9 right approach. Bravo Mike Alpha November, thank you. Turn right heading 060, maintain 4000, maintain 4000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 9 right, Scandinavian 929 Heavy. Atlanta approach, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, with you at 7700. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, radar contact, say approach request. Endeavour 5282, turn left heading 110, descend and maintain 5000, maintain 5000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 8 left approach. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy is 7 nautical miles south of Cartersville at 7,000 feet, requesting ILS approach runway 9 right at Hartsfield. Turn left heading 110, descend and maintain 5000, maintain 5000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 8 left, Endeavour 5282. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield. Roger, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy. Thank you, good day for November.
Delta 2990 is 4 nautical miles.
7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, turn right heading 360, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Envoy 240, contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Delta 1873, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 9 right at Hartsfield.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0, Envoy 240.
Scandinavian 929 Heavy, contact Hartsfield Tower on 119.1. Roger, Delta 1873. Delta 2990, please expedite altitude change. Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1, Scandinavian 929 Heavy. Delta 2835 is 5 nautical miles southeast of DeKalb Peachtree at 12,400 feet, requesting visual approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield. Delta 2835, continuous file, expect the ILS approach runway 8 left at Hartsfield. Roger, Delta 2835.
Thank you, Delta 2990.
Delta 2835, descend and maintain 5000. Descend and maintain 5000, Delta 2835. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, do not exceed 220 knots. Delta 2990, please follow instructions. Do not exceed 220 knots, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy. Emirates 420 Victor Atlanta Alpha approach, Heavy. Please follow instructions or you will be reported. Seven Tango November. Turn right heading 060, maintain 4000, maintain 4000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 9 right, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1, Endeavour 5282. Delta 1873, descend and maintain 4000. Descend and maintain 4000, Delta 1873. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, turn left heading 150, descend and maintain 5000. Delta 1873, please expedite altitude change. Turn left heading 150, descend and maintain 5000, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, please follow instructions or you will be reported. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, disregard last message. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, I'm sorry. You're welcome, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy. Atlanta approach, Delta 1332, with you at 27,300. Delta 1332, contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0, Delta 1332. Seven Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Victor Tango Delta Papa Sierra. Line up and wait runway 9 left. Line up and wait runway 9 left. Victor Tango Delta Papa Sierra. Hartsfield Tower. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey is 10 nautical miles to the west at 4,000 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 9 right. Hartsfield Tower. Papa Juliet Charlie Uniform Romeo. Ready for departure in sequence at runway 8 right. Departing south. Felix 504. Cross runway 9 left.
Crossing runway 9 left. Felix 504.
Papa Juliet Charlie Uniform Romeo. Wind 180 at 8. Runway 8 right. Cleared for takeoff. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Wind 180 at 8. Number 1. Cleared to land. Runway 9 right. 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. 5 November Alpha Whiskey India. Wind 180 at 8. Runway 9 left. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 9 left. 5 November Alpha Whiskey India. Lufthansa 553 Super. Contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0. Lufthansa 553 Super. Victor Tango Delta Papa Sierra, wind 180 at 8, runway 9 left, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 9 left, Victor Tango Delta Papa Sierra. 5 November Alpha Whiskey India, contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Endeavour 5282, when able turn right, hold short runway 8 right. Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0. 5 November Alpha Whiskey India. Wilco, Endeavour 5282. Delta 720, line up and wait runway 9 left.
Line up and wait runway 9 left. Delta 720.
Hartsfield Tower, Delta 2981, ready for departure at runway 8 right, departing north. Scandinavian 929 Heavy, cross runway 9 left.
Hartsfield Tower, Delta 142 Heavy, ready for departure at runway 9 left, departing east.
Crossing runway 9 left, Scandinavian 929 Heavy.
300.
Delta 2981, line up and wait runway 8 right. Endeavour 5282, request permission to cross runway 8 right. Line up and wait runway 8 right, Delta 2981. Endeavour 5282, cross runway 8 right.
100.
Crossing runway 8 right, Endeavour 5282.
50.
Delta 142 Heavy,
40.
hold short of runway
30.
9 left.
20. Retard.
Hartsfield
Retard.
Tower, Delta 19 Alpha Delta Heavy, ready for departure at runway 9 left, departing east. Hartsfield Tower, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, inbound on the ILS runway 9 right. Hartsfield Tower, Delta 1873, inbound on the ILS runway 9 right. Delta 720, wind 180 at 8, runway 9 left, cleared for takeoff. Delta 142 Heavy, line up and wait runway 9 left.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 9 left, Delta 720. Line up and wait runway 9 left, Delta 142 Heavy.
Delta 2981, wind 180 at 8, runway 8 right, cleared for takeoff. Papa Juliet Charlie Uniform Romeo, contact Atlanta Center on 127.0. Cleared for takeoff, runway 8 right, Delta 2981. Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0, Pop 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, when able turn left, hold Wilco, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 9 left, Delta 142 Heavy.
4 Oscar Mike Alpha November, wind 180 at 8, runway 8 right, cleared for takeoff. Delta 2981, contact Atlanta Center on 127.0.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 8 right, 4 Oscar Mike Alpha November.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0, Delta 2981. Delta 720, contact Atlanta Center on 127.0.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.0, Delta 720. Hartsfield Tower, Southern Air 901 Heavy, ready for departure in sequence at runway 8 right, departing west.
Delta 1186, line 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, cross runway 9 left. Crossing runway 9 left, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Southern Air 901 Heavy, line up and wait runway 8 right.
Hartsfield Tower, Singapore 2212 Heavy, ready for departure in sequence at runway 9 left, departing south.
Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, when able turn left, hold short runway 9 left.
Line up and wait runway 8 right, Southern Air 901 Heavy.
Wilco, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy. Singapore 2212, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, request frequency change.
Line up and wait runway 9 left, Singapore 2212 Heavy.
Seven Tango November Uniform Whiskey, contact Hartsfield. Contacting Hartsfield Ground on 121.65, 7 Hartsfield Ground, 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey, request taxi to gate F04 at the concourse F.
Delta 602, request frequency change.
Delta 602, contact Hartsfield Tower on 119.1.
Hartsfield Ground, American 1374, ready for pushback with information Foxtrot, requesting runway 9 left. Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1, Delta 602.
Seven Tango November Uniform Whiskey, taxi to concourse F gate F04 via Hartsfield Ground, Thai 8988 Heavy, ready for pushback. Taxiing to concourse F gate F04 via 7 Tango November Uniform Whiskey. Delta 779, taxi to runway 9 left, contact tower when ready. American 1374, pushback approved, tail to the north. Thai 8988 Heavy, pushback approved, tail to the north. Hartsfield Ground, Delta 779, ready to taxi to runway 8 right. Hartsfield Ground, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, request taxi to parking. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Thai 8988 Heavy. Delta 779, taxi to runway 8 right, contact tower when ready. Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy, taxi to parking, at your discretion. Taxiing to runway 8 right, Delta 779. Taxi to parking, Emirates 420 Victor Alpha Heavy. Thank you, Delta 779. Delta 779, give way to aircraft on your left. Give way to aircraft, Delta 779. Hammer 342, contact Hartsfield Tower on 119.1. Hartsfield ground, Speedbird 870, ready for pushback. Contacting Hartsfield Tower on 119.1, Hammer 342. Speedbird 870, pushback approved, tail to the north. Pushback approved, tail to the north, Speedbird 870. Hartsfield ground, Delta 1873, request taxi to gate E16A at the Concourse E. Delta 1873, taxi to Concourse E gate E16A via Delta. Taxiing to Concourse E gate E16A via Delta, Delta 1873. Hartsfield ground, American 1374, ready to taxi to runway 9 left with information Foxtrot. American 1374, please follow instructions. American 1374, taxi to runway 8 right, contact tower when ready. Hartsfield ground, American 1374, ready to taxi to runway 9 left with information Foxtrot.